some say the sale of condominium kind of slowed down lately in the states because the economic situation. Could this affect the repayment of the project?
That's a great question. Our investments team, prior to onboarding this project into our portfolio, did a very thorough due diligence on the project and on the project financials. We also had a third-party appraiser come in and evaluate the project's financial projections. And we also did a sensitivity analysis to make sure that even in the case of a slowdown or a reduction in the price of the condominiums, that the developer is still able to pay back the bank loan and the EB5 loan with the sales proceeds, even at a reduced number. So all of these analyses are within our documents and our appraisal reports and our business plan. To that extent, I would also share that each market is different. Real estate market in the US is different. And specifically in Breckenridge, we are targeting a very niche audience that tends to be less impacted by economic fluctuations. So I think a great testament to that is, again, the fact that we already have a significant portion under contract for sale, and we're very early on in the construction process.
And it seems like you guys are targeting for the people, like very wealthy people, are looking for secondary houses, right?
Correct. So majority of these residential condominiums is luxury secondary vacation homes. The families that we're looking at that are buying these homes, have multi-million-dollar net worth, very high annual income. So as I said, it's less likely to be impacted by these economic fluctuations. Yeah.
Could you please go over how large and financially strong the developer is for this project? If there are any factors that would help assure investors about the security of their repayment, it will be appreciated if you could share those points with our viewers today.
Yeah, definitely. So we are working with a very large developer in Breckenridge. They're, funny enough, called Breckenridge Grand Vacations, BGV for short. And they are based in Breckenridge, and they've been based there since the late 1980s. So they've been there for almost 40 years, developing in the area. So they have a great track record within the area of Breckenridge, and they have done similar other projects to what we're doing today. So they have 4 other properties in Breckenridge that are residential units for sale, condominiums, and the resorts. And they specifically have a long-standing relationship with the bank lender in this project, Western Alliance Bank. They've been doing multiple projects and multiple transactions over the last 15 years, and they've never been late on any of their payments. They've never had to restructure their loan terms, which I think speaks volumes of this developer. And if we look at some of their other properties in the area that had condominiums for sale, they have generated over 1 billion in sales revenue across these different projects. And to top all that off, we also have an equity partner in the project, which is TWG Global. They are an investment holding company that has over 300 billion of assets under management, and they actually own several sports teams, the LA Lakers, the Dodgers, and the Chelsea FC soccer team. So I believe the combination of this developer's expertise and track record in this industry, combined with this equity partner as well, just provides great financial stability for the project, as well as reassurance that it will be carried out and be a successful development. So the EB5 program by default is an investment at risk. That's one of the requirements of the program in order to receive the permanent residency benefit. So all projects will carry a certain amount of risk. I think that for the EB5 investor to be able to mitigate that risk is obviously to analyze each project on its own and look at who is behind the project. So who are the developers? Who are the equity partners? How much equity are they contributing to the project? Do they also have a lot of their own investment into this project and making sure that it is carried out to the end and that it is actually successful? So I think those things are very important, as well as ensuring that the financing is in place. So if there's any other bank loans that are part of the project or additional funding, that it's already in place so that there's no risk of construction slowing down and jobs not being created, things like that. I think those are all very important things to consider, as well as looking at the projections that the project will have in terms of their financial revenue. Yeah, that's a great question. So, as I briefly mentioned, our investments team did do multiple sensitivity analysis to see, what happens if the price of each condo is reduced, to make sure that we would still be able to have the bank loan and the EB5 loan paid. And we also did a very thorough due diligence again on the developer and the market itself. So we brought in a third-party appraiser to understand the market as a whole in Breckenridge and how residential sales go. So these are things that we looked into very carefully before onboarding this project. And our investments team does a great job of structuring our EB5 loan. So in this case, we have a first lien and a first deed of trust on 2 of the parcels in the project. That is great strength for the EB5 investor. And we always have, construction completion guarantees. We have 526C denial guarantees. We try to mitigate as much risk as possible while still, of course, being an at-risk investment for the EB5 program.
Lastly, do you have any message for our Korean investors watching this right now?
So I would encourage investors to begin their due diligence on the EB5 project as soon as they can, because we do have the upcoming September 2026 grandfathering provision deadline. So we are encouraging investors to, if they're serious, to start their research and start taking the steps towards making that decision soon. And here, EB5 Capital, along with Thompson Amcor, we're very happy to support investors and answer their questions and guide them throughout the journey. We've done it many times before, and we're very happy and grateful to be able to do it again. We're very confident with this project, and we hope that we are able to serve you in your EB5 journey.
Thank you for watching this today, and we'll come back with more information next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.